What is going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, and I'm bringing you guys the Week 13 Team Builder and Battle for the Pokemon For Glory Competitive Draft League. Going up against this week against... Good job, Chase. Going up against Mewtwo fan Nate, coach of the New York Noibats. And if you guys are excited, be sure to leave a like on this video. Your guys' support is always greatly appreciated. Of course, make sure you guys check out Nate's channel. I'll be sure to link that in the description of this video, not the comment section. Where am I at today? I just woke up. I apologize. Let's talk teams really quickly. So Nate's team is actually stupid scary. He has Mega Scissor, the Mega to our own Scizor. He has Tapu Bulu, which is one of his offensive Z captains. Very stupid bulky. Or not really bulky. He hit it with a poison type move. But it hits really hard. Hydreigon. Scary Pokemon, has Levitates, probably going to be Scarf, Dark Pulse, Draco Meteor, things like that. Raikou, Calm Mind set, AV set, Spec set, Scarf set, Blastoise, bulky water type, nothing too crazy there. Mesprit is his Omni Z captain. Hydreigon is also his other offensive Z captain. Mesprit is... it can be scary, It's not too fast, but it is pretty offensive. Crobat is pretty fast and is pretty offensive. I've had bad history with Crobats in the past, so we're going to be careful about this one. Hariyama is a very thick boy. Can hit really hard, gets access to thick fat, guts, and sheer force. Super scary. Piloswine also gets thick fat, has ice stab and ground stab, which kind of messes up my whole Zygarde thing that I've got going for me. Typhlosion, typically a Scarf user, Scarf Eruption, Specs Eruption, Specs things, it does fire moves. And Licky can be a little bit of a pain, Wish Passing. Oblivious has Cloud9 in case he wants to get rid of the rain. Some things to note right quickly here. Let me move my mouse over here. He has two Stealth Rockers in the form of a Mesprit and Piloswine. He has no Spikes users and no T-Spikes users. Blastoise is his Rapid Spinner. Scizor and Crobat are his Defoggers, and he does have a Heal Bell user in the form of the Licky. So, let's go ahead and break down the team here really quickly. We are bringing Sock. We're bringing All Might. Copa Berry Sock with the Inner Focus ability, Bulk Up, Close Combat, Ice Punch, and Knockoff. Damn near max HP, 44 in attack, 220 speed with a Jolly Nature. What does this do for us? So, in case he decides to bring in the Crobat and Brave Bird on us and just knock us out, say we get a bulk up or two off and he's like, I need to kill this thing, the only way I know how is by going for like a banded Brave Bird. The bulk up obviously does increase our defense. The Copa Berry also does reduce super effective flying type attacks. Close Combat, Ice Punch, and Knockoff really do a number to his team. It really only doesn't touch the Mega Scissor, but Mega Scissor can't really do too much to us after a bulk up or two. Ice Punch hits the Bulu, Ice Punch and Close Combat hit the Hydreigon, Close Combat hits the Raikou, Close Combat hits the Blastoise, Knockoff hits the Mesprit, Ice Punch hits the Crobat, Close Combat hits the Piloswine, Close Combat hits the Hariyama, Close Combat hits the Typhlosion, Close Combat hits the Licky. It's really how we can get a bulk up or two off, honestly. I can bulk up in front of the Piloswine, I can bulk up in front of the Licky. I can bulk up in front of variations of Mega Scissor. So, very interesting to note. We do have enough speed to outspeed a timid Mesprit by +1. Next up here, very interesting set this week. Roserade. Ivy is rocking the Life Orb Technician ability, HP Fire, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and Synthesis. I'm going to start from the EVs and work my way up. So 184 in speed with the timid nature. We're outspeeding Mesprit by +1. 248 in special attack just with the HP Fire IVs to get as much out as possible. 28 in HP. Life Orb does do 10%, but it does do whole integers, so it won't take 13.9 of my HP. It'll only take 13 of my HP. If you run 140 HP or 141, it takes 14, so get the most bang for your buck with your Life Orb. Put the rest of it in defense just to take a hit from something like a Bullet Punch or Mega Scissor, and then the 4 in special defense just because you don't want any EVs to go to waste. Level 50 is pretty weird. HP Fire hits the Mega Scizor, HP Fire and Sludge Bomb hit the Bulu, Sludge Bomb hits the Hydreigon, Raikou, Giga Drain hits the Blastoise, Sludge Bomb hits the Mesprit, Crobat walls this set, Hariyama doesn't like a Sludge Bomb, Piloswine doesn't like a Giga Drain, Typhlosion doesn't like a Sludge Bomb, Licky doesn't like a Sludge Bomb. Synthesis for the recovery. I was debating Spikes, I was debating Shadow Ball, but Synthesis does do well just because we will be taking that Life Orb damage. Next up here, I'm really hoping this works. I'm really hoping this works. Tony Stark is rocking the Akaberry this week. Technician ability, Swords Dance, Natural Gift, Bullet Punch, Roost, Max HP, Max Attack, Adamant, Defense 4 with an Adamant Nature. So what does this do? Swords Dance Scissor absolutely runs his cheeks this week. If I can get up to +4, that absolutely just completely destroys him. So +2 Natural Gift Akaberry is for the Mega Scissor. I just really, if anything happens this week, I just want that to work. That's all that I want. The Swords Dance does take care of the Scizor at +2. Even if I'm not +2, Natural Gift Okaberry knocks out Scizor unless he's max HP, max SPDEF. Then it's a roll, but I still have a chance to kill him. But it's absolutely disgusting. And then +4 Bullet Punch just kind of starts running through the 6 with his team. Crobat really doesn't take 2. Other Pokemons on his team, Blastoise. Blastoise, you got to kind of wear down. If he doesn't bring the Blastoise, then we're GG to go up to +4. I can SD on his own Mega Scizor. I can SD on his Licky Licky. I can SD on other things that I might scare out, such as the Tapu Bulu. I'm really looking forward to +4 Scizor doing something this week. Next up, AV Meloetta, Siren here. Psyshock, HP Fire, Dazzling Gleam, and Charge Beam. Max HP, 112 special attack, 144 speed with a timid nature. With this, we are outspeeding Mega Scizor and Tapu Bulu. We are outspeeding max speed Mega Scizor and Tapu Bulu by 1 point, and HP Fire is going to hurt max HP just to give us a little bit more bulk, and then the rest in special attack. Charge Beam does give us that boosty boost that I do want. HP Fire hits the Mega Scizor and the Bulu. Dazzling Gleam destroys every variation of Hydreigon. Psyshock is there over Psychic this week for Calm Mind Raikou in case he feels like being cheeky. So Psyshock hits that. The Charge Beam hits the Blastoise. The Dazzling Gleam actually hits the Mesprit instead of Shadow Ball. I was like, I like Dazzling Gleam because it kills the Hydreigon. It was either that or Focus Blast, and Focus Blast has the chance to miss, but I was like, Dazzling Gleam. So Dazzling Gleam does hit the Mesprit. Charge Beam and Psyshock both hit the Crobat. Psyshock hits the Hariyama for AV Hariyama. HP Fire hits the Piloswine. Psyshock also, I'll run some calcs about that. Dazzling Gleam might be better just because of that thick, fat Eviolite. Psyshock hits Typhlosion. Psyshock also hits, special defensive Licky Licky, so nothing too crazy about that there. We have a very, very odd Zygarde this week. Bringing Stepfather with the leftovers. Special variant this week. Aura Breakability. Sludge Wave, Earth Power, Core Enforcer, and HP Fire. Max HP, 200 in speed with a bold nature, 56 in defense. We are outspeeding Mega Scizor and Tapu Bulu by +1. It's kind of our check to Mega Scizor and Tapu Bulu, and if he brings a special Tapu Bulu, then G-Freak and G. But HP Fire hits the Mega Scizor, Sludge Wave hits the Tapu Bulu, Core Enforcer hits the Hydreigon, Earth Power hits the Raikou, Core Enforcer hits the Blastoise, Core Enforcer hits the Mesprit, Core Enforcer hits the Crobat, Core Enforcer hits the Hariyama, Core Enforcer hits the Piloswine, Earth Power hits the Typhlosion, and Core Enforcer hits the Licky Licky. So we have all of our checks right here. If we can keep this thing pretty healthy. The Tapu Bulu Grassy Terrain plus the leftovers do give us enough recovery that I don't feel the need to have any sort of cheeky sets with this thing. Just straight up 4 attacks and have it be some bulk. Between the two of those, we'll have enough recovery. I'm very confident in that. And then last up here, we do have a dedicated lead, Ray Romano, the Mamoswine, Focus Sash, Oblivious Ability, Stealth Rock, Ice Shard, Earthquake, Toxic, 220 speed with Jolly Nature, outspeeding Mega Scizor and Tapu Bulu, 36 in defense, just to take a little bit of a hit better, 252 max attack, Stealth Rock, Ice Shard, Earthquake, and Toxic. What is this doing? Stealth Rocks are nice. Stealth Rocks get chip damage off on Crobat and Typhlosion, and Piloswine. Ice Shard is there for the priority, just to give us a little bit more of some chip damage in case we need to go into something like Tony Stark afterwards. Earthquake hits everything on his team except for the Mesprit and the Crobat and the Hydreigon. Toxic is there to whittle down walls in case he feels comfortable switching in something like the Blastoise, like the Mesprit, like the Licky Licky. And on this thing, we can Toxic and kind of wear those things down. So all that being said, let me know what you guys think of the team. I'm going to cut to the battle, and I'll be right back. Alright, we see here he is bringing the Hariyama, the Licky Licky, the Crobat, the Hydreigon, the Piloswine, and the Scizor. So first thing to note is that we see no Blastoise. So once we get to +4, we just kind of run through the 6 with his team. We're going to lead off with our dedicated lead, a Mamoswine, like I was talking about. Hopefully get some rocks up. Hopefully get some. My throat is really dry this morning. I apologize about that. Also, the face cam probably looks a little different. Let me know what you guys... It's smaller, so let me know how you guys feel about that. But he does lead off with ye old Hariyama. I'm going to lead off with a Mamoswine. And now I've got a choice here. I can either go for rocks. I can potentially Toxic this thing if he is a Guts user. And I was thinking he's probably going to be either Guts or Sheer Force. There's no reason for Thick Fat on my team because he already kind of naturally takes Icicle Crashes and things like that. So I'm going to go for some big damage here. Because there's no Blastoise, I don't really need to bait that in and wear that thing down. I'm going to go for an Earthquake here, and it's going to do far too much damage. He is going to go for a close combat, and that is going to be GG to Ray Romano. So second turn in, and he's already up 5, or he's already up 6-5. But he is lowering his defenses and his special defenses, so I can go out into sock here, and I can just kind of start going for a bulk up because he's already -1. If he wants to keep this thing around, he can. If he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to. He actually goes for the bullet punch right here. We are max HP. We can kind of scout to see he's like a max attack set right there. So I can go for a bulk up because another bullet punch isn't going to hurt me, and I do want to bait him to go for the close combat in case he thinks I'm going to start setting up all over this. But at +1, like I said, I wanted him to go for that close combat. I don't want him to go for multiple priority moves thinking I'm going to go for another bulk up. So I'm just going to go fire off a close combat. We are +1. We do get the defense drop, which is really unfortunate, but we are able to continue wrecking shop here. Goes out of the Hydreigon, and we do have an answer. Being our Assault Vest Meloetta, which is really weird to say, but Dark Pulse is a 4-hit KO with our spread. We can take a Draco Meteor as well. Draco Meteor is probably going to be his play. He does drop that Draco, and that's going to do, you guys are going to see just how much damage that does with our bulk, with our Assault Vest, things like that. It is not doing that much, and he does get the -2 drop. Now, I'm banking on the fact that he's Scarfed here. I don't want to go for a Dazzling Gleam. I don't want to go for any other move. I want to go for a Charge Beam right here, and he actually brings out the Crobat, expecting maybe like a Dazzling Gleam, and I was so tempted to click Side Shock here, but I am able to get a nice Charge Beam off into that slot. I am able to get that +1 boost, because I believe it's a 70% chance to increase your special attack, which is lovely. He's going to go for the U-turn here. I decided to stay in. I was like, you know what? I can live ahead. I can live ahead. He goes for the U-turn here. We see he's not banded. He's not like a stupidly offensive set, so he's going to go back out of this Hydreigon. As I go for another Charge Beam, it is a resisted hit, but it is +1 from a Meloetta, so we are going to get just a little bit of chip off into that slot. Dazzling Gleam would have been absolutely incredible here. I don't know if he doubled back in, expecting maybe a Side Shock in case he stayed in. He goes for the Dark Pulse right here. That is absolutely fine. He's going to knock us out. It gives me a chance to bring back in something like my Sock. It gives me something to bring in like my Scissor here. And this is a very comfortable place for me to go for +2 because he's locked into Dark Pulse. He knows I can go for like a banded U-turn. He doesn't want to take that. He actually switches out the Hydreigon, going out in a Red Robin, which is going to be his Mega Scissor. So now it's a scissor action right here. There's a lot of scissoring going on. We get the +2. He's obviously has to go for his Mega Evolution, and there's not too much he can do here unless he has like Technician HP Fire or something. So I'm really curious. He is faster than us, so I really need him to stay in and attack me. Kind of put some pressure on. So he goes for the Swords Dance here. He's setting himself up to +2, and I'm like, listen, I'm +2. I'm going for this natural gift with his Akaberry right here, my guy. I was like, this is where this is running right now. We get the natural gift off at +2. Look how fast that HP dropped. I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it how fast it dropped. Natural gift Akaberry. It turned out wonderfully. I was like, all right, bet. I can get up to +4 now. He goes out into Sloppy. Now, I am at max HP Scissor at full. He needs to be adamant, banded, and crit me in order for this to work. He goes for the Fire Punch right here. Yep. Turns out he was a Scarf Licky Licky with max attack, but he was not adamant, so he was jolly 252 attack. That crit mattered so hard, it killed me. But he's going to go for the Fire Punch again here, so now is when I realize that he is a Scarf Licky Licky. I'm going to go for the Close Combat, and because of my HP investment over attack investment, I do not connect the KO on the Licky Licky, which is absolutely dreadful. I was like, so first off, I get crit on my win con, and then I get low rolled on this. So I was like, this is incredible. So he actually goes out of the Crobat right here. I actually double out because I don't want to take a Body Slam. I don't want to take another Fire Punch at -1. I'm going to go on to Zygarde right here. Zygarde does give, Crobat does give Zygarde option to set up, so I don't think he'd want to stay in. I can go for a Core Enforcer here. I can go for a Earth Power here, predicting a switch. He goes out into Piloswine. Piloswine is going to be stupid bulky. I'm just going to fire off a Core Enforcer. Nice and thumbnail right here, to be honest. Core Enforcer does remove the Thick Fat ability from the Piloswine, so if I am able to go into something that has, you know, Ice or Fire coverage, it will be doing the full amount as opposed to avoiding that Thick Fat ability that it does have. I'm going to go back out into All Might right here. I don't want to take an Ice-type move with my Zygarde. He's going to go for the Icicle Spear, which is some secret tech that I wasn't expecting, just in case I had like a sub-Zygarde, I suppose. He's going to fire off the Icicle Spear. He's going to connect twice. He's going to connect for the third time, and that third time is going to be a crit. And I was like, okay, this is wonderful. I can go for a Close Combat right here. He withdraws, and I was like, all right, so maybe you don't have Ice Shard. He goes out into Twigs, and I was actually debating on going for the Ice Punch right here. If I would have went with my gut and went for the Ice Punch, predicting the Crobat to come in, that would have been absolutely wonderful. But go for the Close Combat into the Crobat slot. It is what it is. I'm -1. I have no HP left. He can just simply U-turn all over me if he wants to. I do want to preserve this because he hasn't shown priority on the Piloswine yet. I'm going to double back out into Zygarde because I can take a Brave Bird, I can take a U-turn, I can fire off a Core Enforcer into whatever wants to come in. He just U-turns. I'm like, okay, cool. It is what it is. I was hoping you went for the Brave Bird, but it is. And there's another crit. There's another crit. Look at that. That's wonderful. He goes back out into Chops, which is indeed the Piloswine here. I can get some damage off. I can sack Sock. I still have the Roserade around that can fire off a Giga Drain. Roserade hasn't even seen the light of day yet, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't want nothing to happen with this. Like I said, I'm assuming he has no priority, so I can just go out into Roserade. I'm gonna sack the Sock here. Does not miss an Icicle Spear though. Does not miss an Icicle Spear though. So, Icicle Spear connects, Piloswine picking up a kill, I should say. Go out into the Roserade. I can Giga Drain here very freely. I don't know if he wants to take that. He does withdraw, actually. I can go for a Sludge Bomb here as well. He goes out into Twigs, and I'm like, alright, I really wish I would have gotten Rocks up first turn. That would have been wonderful. But I'm going to go for the Giga Drain here. That does absolutely nothing to the Crobat. Crobat's actually putting in a lot of work for him, and it's a much more defensive set than I would have anticipated from him. But he goes for the Roost here, which is fine. I can go for the Giga Drain now. I can just keep Giga Draining because now it's not a _4 resistant move, so it is going to do a bit more damage. Crobat's not super bulky on the special side, so we see that Giga Drain, even from a resisted hit, is still doing a bit of damage. So I need him to Brave Bird me, so he does get a lot of the recoil damage off his way. I don't want him to U-turn into the Piloswine. He could technically U-turn into the Piloswine, but that Hydreigon's still in the back, so he goes for the Brave Bird. Okay. Okay. It is what it is. He's going to knock out the Roserade. It's fine by me because he's going to take a lot of recoil damage. I go out into Zygarde and fire off a Core Enforcer because he did not bring the Tapu Bulu. He's got a lot of damage, right? There's a lot of damage done right there from that recoil. So, Zygarde does come out. Like I said, Core Enforcer is going to knock this thing out. He can freely U-turn. It's fine. I haven't shown any sort of setup moves, so he has every reason to believe that I am not a special set. Goes for the U-turn, and doesn't do a lot. Probably back out on the Piloswine, which is exactly what happens. Goes back out of that Piloswine, and I'm just like, I can fire off Core Enforcers, I can fire off Earth Powers. I fired off the Core Enforcer here. I wanted to go for an Earth Power just to get the Spadef drop, so hopefully Core Enforcer did do a bit more. But I also just think that animation is absolutely badass, and at this point I had no way of saving the match, so I was like, why not? 2 for 2. So I get a little bit of leftovers recovery off. I'm really hoping he misses an Icicle Crash at some point. Went for the Earth Power here to kind of get the special defense drop if possible. And I do get the special defense drop. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He goes for the Icicle Spear, and I'm like, okay, this has been fun. Connects 1 time, connects 2 times, connects 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. Connects 3 times, connects 3 times, yep. Connects 3 times. Zygarde is living on 3%, and I'm just like, oh boy. Oh boy, and my leftovers. He has no priority. Maybe I can make this a very nice match where I knock out the Piloswine. Because he's a -1, Core Enforcer should be knocking out. But he's got the priority that he didn't take against the Sock, which I was really confused about because I was -1 and he could have knocked me out with an Ice Shard. But it is what it is. That is going to be GG to Mewtwo Fan Nate, coach of the New York Noibats. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and if you have, be sure to not only leave a like on this video, go show some love to my boy. He's been a longtime friend of mine. I'm really excited. I know he was excited to be able to battle me in League format. I was excited to have this matchup as well. So next week, who are we going up against next week? Who are we going up against next week? Let's check this out. Next week, we are going up against Kyle A and the Miami Don fans. So if you guys are excited for that matchup, show some love. Let me know what you guys thought of the match in the comment section down below. I want to remind you guys to be great and do great. I'm going to let this outro bang and talk to you all soon. Later.